Hey guys, Dave here. Decision Games was nice enough to send me Red Eagles to review, so I really look forward to reviewing this. I'd like to thank them. I've played some of their other mini games that dealt with aircraft like Cactus War and MiG Alien. I love both of them, so I'm sure I'm going to like this one too. But anyhow, this is about air war over the Kuban Peninsula in 1943. There was a trying to remember, I think there was a bridgehead there, and the Russians and the Germans had a lot of air combat, but let's take a look at the game. The Red Air Force challenged the Luftwaffe in a series of air battles over the Cuban bridgehead in early 1943. The lessons learned by the Soviet airmen would help them gain air superiority on the Eastern Front later that year. This is a two-player game in the Air Wars series. Units represent one or more Soviet air regiments or German Gruppen. Aircraft include IL-2 Sturmovix, Lend-Lease P-39s, Bf-109s, HE-177s, and more. Bombing missions are needed to take out ground targets, while fighters fly escort or interception missions. The map covers the area from Rostov to Sevastopol. Each player has a set of cards providing additional capabilities, improved logistics, and special orders from the high command. Victory goes to the player hitting the right targets and protecting friendly assets. Two-player game. Level 3 at Air Group is the level. Playing time 1 to 2 hours. Complexity very low, so it should be easy to learn and suitable for beginners. Solitaire rating is medium, so let's take a look inside. Yeah, you just leave the front and back cover inside the Ziploc bag and just pull the contents out. You never need to remove those. So let's take a look here. Okay, this has system rules and scenario rules. This type of game, if you learn one game in the system, you only need to read the system rules once, and then with the new games you just read the scenario rules. So it takes like if you've already played a game using these rules, the point of it is next time you play one, it's only going to take 5 or 10 minutes to learn, since you just need to learn the scenario rules. But let's take a look at the system rules here. System rules are only 4 pages, and the scenario rules are just 2 pages. So that's only 6 pages you have to read. That's pretty cool. Designed by Joseph Miranda. Let's take a look at the counters. Looks like the counters have German fighters and bombers. Also, it has some informational markers to keep track of Luftwaffe command level or VVS command level, the week and the hour. And looks like the Soviets have fighters here and possibly some bombers too. I'm not too familiar with some of these aircraft. I think that one might be a bomber, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. But there's also 2 aircraft here in brown. I don't know if these are Allied aircraft or what. I'm going to have to check into that, but looks like everything is double-sided, so counters look good. Before we look at the map, let's look at the cards. Usually these type of games include 18 cards. Here's the cards here. That looks like these are the Russian ones. Blue line offensive, intelligence, logistical effort. Lend-Lease, that's a reinforcement card. Here's another reinforcement one. Long-range aviation. Krimskaya offensive. Guards Fighter Regiment. Kuban Escalator. Airfield Service, that's a reinforcement card, and here's the Luftwaffe ones. Staff work, that's a reinforcement, another staff work. Morale. Führer directive, that's used immediately apparently. Axis Allied Air Forces, that's another reinforcement. And Operation Neptune, interesting. That's looks like it's some kind of reinforcement 2. And Expertin for air combat. All Luftwaffe fighters and fighter pilots roll 1 additional combat die this turn. KG-100 phase, use it in bombing. All Luftwaffe bombers roll 1 additional bombing dice this turn. And wing tanks, use that in flying. Luftwaffe and range aircraft not required to land at end of turn, must land the next turn. Interesting. Alright, the map has a sequence of play, planning phase, operations phase, and then the different hours. Keep track of the turns here, and it's also got the dates for the turns, like 3rd to 6th April 1943. And your VBS command level, and it says VBS abort, VBS damage, VBS reinforcements, and for the Luftwaffe command level, Luftwaffe abort, damage, and reinforcements. And let's see, we got a combat results table here. So it looks like you need a 5 or a 6 usually to abort, or 5 to abort, 6 to kill. Fighters fighting an enemy aircraft, or bombers firing defensively can only abort an aircraft, and anti-aircraft firing an aircraft can only abort. And this is the keys to what the different symbols mean on the map. And there's a bombing combat results table. So the game looks interesting, and I hope to give it a shot soon and write a review of it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click like on this video, and please subscribe to this channel. Have a good evening.